I don't own the rights to this music. History Month in 2025. That day was selected because on the first day of every Black History Month, moving forward, that the establishment of the new Black city, especially as you begin to understand what we're accomplishing here, when you really grasp the new Black city, which is not its name. It's not its name. And we're going to announce his name, I think, on February 1, the first day of Black History. What we'll talk about is the purpose of the news, where all of us are focused on Black community development, especially through youth entrepreneurship. National Black Business Alliance, I'm the founder of, and it's through this vehicle that we're establishing these, which is the point for the 2025 campaign. The first area that's on the agenda, the first key result area, KRA, which you will learn more about as we go. What is a KRA? The first KRA that we're focused on is education, and the BISZ, Black Instructional School Zone, focused on the needs of the Black community any and everywhere in the country. This is a virtual, Black-owned, operated, designed school district, operating differently than the broad reach. Not just a broad reach in your neighborhood, which is what your school district does, and your community school, but our school district is able to reach all over the region, not only the region, all over the nation, and not only the nation, we can impact lives of Black children all around the world, as long as they have the internet access. We're not trying to save the world. We'll do what we can, and wherever people are located, because of the power of the internet, we that's old school now, we all know. We are able to reach people all over the world and deliver a quality product. What is that quality product? Education services for Black students and their families. This year, the heavy emphasis in the Black Instructional School Zone is on vocabulary. 2 areas that we want our young people to master in 2025. 3 areas actually are Greek. Our first, second, and third graders to master Greek root words, Latin root words, Spanish basic vocabulary. Why? If I need to really explain it to you, then I need to explain it to you. But I'm going to take a moment. Greek and Latin are really the foundation of that. If I ask them if they have a homo in their refrigerator, they're going to, if I would ask them, raise your hand if you have a homo in your refrigerator. And almost every one of them is going to raise their hand. And then I'm going to ask them, where's the homo in the refrigerator? And they're going to point to the gallon of milk that's in the refrigerator where it says homogenized. Because instead of the word being homo being so inflammatory in a sexual way for this group of knowledgeable second grade special ed students, they know that homo means same. They know that the milk in the refrigerator is made of the same texture because the cream has been reduced. And so it is homogenized. And where are you going to find your homogenized milk? In the refrigerator. So let's try this again, class. How many of you have a homo, can find a homo in your refrigerator? Homogenized milk. Homo means same. And so when you think of the word homosexual, that's someone that likes the same sex. Pretty simple to understand. Inflammatory word, but I chose that for a reason, because we need to defang somebody offended, because our knowledge base tends to be limited. And so we have the Greek words, Latin words. Another word, geometry. My second grade special ed students can tell you that geo means earth, meters measure. You know that there's three ways you can spell meter in the Greek root word. That's it measures the earth, shapes and sizes. They could tell you that. And so since they know what meter means, and they know what but meter means measure, so what are we measuring with a thermometer? They don't even need to know what therm means, except what they heard the word thermometer. They know what a thermometer is for. So they're going to say it measures heat. It measures heat. Therm is heat. We measure. Thermonuclear is heat related to the fission. A thermos bottle keeps things heated or not heated, whichever the case may be. And so you get the gist. So we things to the young people, just like Akeelah and the Bee did in the movie Akeelah and the Bee, where you saw the entire community rally to get educated, non-educated, degreed, undegreed, workers, non-workers, folks that might have had a pretty rough bout with life, and so they lived in a rough environment. It might have been street people. They may have been living in different community pulled together to help Akeelah do very well in the spelling bee. And so we're calling on you Black people in the community to pull together. 25, we want to focus on making sure that our children learn these Greek and Latin root words. And you know what's going to happen when we focus on that with the second, third, first graders in preschool? The adults will learn it. The middle schools are going to learn it. The high schoolers are going to learn it. Our across the board, our vocabulary and word attack is going to increase across the community. In the Black community, we will fool around and become literate in the English language. Now, is that something to be desired? Is that the epitome of being knowledgeable? No, we're just talking about being fluent in English. So that way we can speak to people who use English. The same way that if you were to go to Japan, we would want you to be fluent in Japanese. Not because you're a sellout and becoming Japanese, but we want your intelligence and speak Japanese, Chinese, Mandarin, Portuguese, Spanish, English. You're not a sellout because you can speak English. Let's stop with that foolish, antiquated conversation. You're intelligent, like many people in Europe speak multiple languages. Here in America, our people are stressed to be able to just speak English. So the first area of concern for us in the National Black Business Alliance is the BIZ, Black Instructional School Zone. And those areas of concern initially are language arts, with particular attention being paid to word attack with Greek and Latin and Spanish root words. Spanish, do I need to explain it? No, I don't. If they can learn this stuff at an early age, they'll be able to speak the Spanish language, and we'll have many opportunities to in America. Welcome to America. The second area that is of utmost concern for us in the National Black Business Alliance is what we call the Black Community Government. It is a think tank. It is not a movement to replace the United States government. It is not a movement for Black people to leave America and go to Liberia, Haiti, or anywhere. It's not the purpose. The purpose of it is to think about what do we need in our community, and then use the structure that the United States government already has in place to use that structure to and thoughts from the bottom level, the community level, at the bottom of that pyramid, because it's a pyramid, and take those ideas and farm in a way that they can be acted upon by people all the way up the ladder from the ground floor all the way up. And it will also teach our people how to utilize the American government. I designed this approach. If I didn't design it, I would look at it and say it was genius. But since I did design it, I'm going to have to look at it and tell you it is genius. You know, what are you saying if you tell a cute girl that she's cute? What are you telling me if you tell me this idea is genius? The reason why it's genius is because the school is an area that we have great concern for right now. So we're addressing that right off the bat. But not only do the young people need to learn, our older seasoned people like myself need to learn. So we're looking at the Black Instructional School Zone addresses people at all levels in a non-graded, age-graded format based on interest and ideas and whatever else. You know, you can group people in different groups. So we deal with that first, changing the mindset. Number two is how do we keep organized and get things accomplished? Well, through the Black community government, we have a structure now that no one in the elected realm of government in the United States and the Black community can participate as a selected person in our community government. This is a grassroots organization, share and gather information at the grassroots level and pass it on to the elected officials who are our public servants, what they've been elected to do as public servants. We appreciate them. This is one of the reasons in the city of Houston and across the country, I'm going to start pulling back with a number of the general statements I might make about Black leadership, because I don't want to generalize like that. We have a lot of knuckleheads in Black leadership. Absolutely. I don't think I would go out on a limb to say it's probably more knuckleheads because of incompetence or ignorance, either one. They don't know what to do and they don't know how to do it. And so, but they're in positions where their level of incompetence, they've risen to their level of incompetence. It's called the Peter Principle. But even with that, let's give them a pass for now, unless they're just doggedly just doing dumb things, and we'll deal with them accordingly. Because if you're going to say you're going to represent the Black community and then you go out and you disrespect and misrepresent us, then as Black community members that are really focused on building our community, we need to be as concerned as anyone else that Black people are giving Black people a bad name. We must police ourselves. And that's why every individual in our organization is called a governor. They govern themselves. And then they come together and at different levels as council members, as state reps, as lieutenant deputy mayors, as judges. You even have judges who actually operate as focus groups for us. And we're putting money on the table to make sure that everyone that's involved can earn income by participating in building the Black community. That becomes the job, building the Black community. No apologies. I had a discussion with someone today, and they were suggesting that maybe I shouldn't use the word Black when I said Black community development, especially when I talked about the Black Instructional School Zone. And their concern was that it might alienate some people. And my concern was that I want to attract certain people. When I go to a Chinese restaurant, I hope people don't believe I'm racist because I'm going to a Chinese restaurant. I'm going because I know what to expect at a Chinese restaurant. Probably not hot dogs and grits or chitlins, maybe chitlins, I don't know. When I go to a Mexican restaurant, or to a Muslim school, or to a Seventh-day Adventist church, or to a Catholic church, these are all things that are, or a Jewish synagogue, or a Muslim mosque. Why can't I go to a black instructional school zone? Maybe it's because people are afraid of the word black. You have the idea that black means inferior. Well, I went to an all-black boarding academy. I have a great education. And a number of the people that attended that school, and of course, there's some knuckleheads that went to school there too, but we love our knuckleheads as well. But our people are represented. We just, the high school just sang at the White House. High school. You know, we have representation in the Senate. This is just from our high school, small, black, independently owned and operated church school, Pine Forge Academy. So I use the name black as something to be proud of. See, back in the World War II, when the Allies were bombing Berlin, the white pilots at one point did not want to be escorted or affiliate with the black pilots until they found out that black meant excellent. A single black pilot lost, or black mission lost a single bomber over Berlin. So for them. And throughout the entire war, the stats say, the history says they never lost a single flight. I cried when I heard that. I cried with things related to black people, you know, but that's not all I do. The Black Instructional School Zone, designed to change the mindset of our people at all levels. The Black Community Government, designed to gather our knowledge and look at information related to our communities and the needs that we have and the desires that we have, and organize in a way that we can get it done. But neither one of those two things are going to happen without the third component that's critical, and that is what we do as the National Black Business Alliance. The Business Alliance, we take care of business. None of what I talked about is going to be anything else but a moral victory, a comment, a way to say, wow, well, wasn't that really a sharp proposal? Isn't that eloquent the way he spoke about those things? Or you might say that was pretty dumb. Did I say, let's go get grants? No, I suggest we give grants. Did I say we go and get loans? No, I suggest we go and find investors. No, I suggest that we invest. The one thing that I said that you need to take note of and remember is that I said we, my ninjas, what we can do, and betting, not my MBA training, not my Aston Education curriculum designer training, not my entrepreneurship certification, not my special education certification in multiple states, not and God has blessed me and allowed me to be at this point to be able to deliver. So knock, we're at the door. Share this with someone. Likes are nice. Likes are good for an ego, but shares are good for audience. So we need you to share this with an audience and watch as the show develops and progresses. Oh, by the way, this said, oh my goodness. I almost missed the whole deal of the show. We're working on a reality on Black economic development in local communities all across the nation. And I was hesitant, but I don't be about this. We need to put $1 million on the table as prize money for the Black teams or the Black groups that win on this reality show. We can do that. I'm really projecting and expecting us to be able to do that by and give that money out by the end of 2026 summer. That's what I'm looking at. Excited about it. Want to invite you to be a part. Make sure that you register with us at jobss.us. Join our business success system. Make a little money. Now, I've got people sitting at the table that they have been invited not to sit at the table unless they have a dollar mindset. And so I almost didn't tell you this either. Make sure you get on that mailing list at getjobs.us because you're going to find out about the free training programs that we have. I'm going to give away a lot of what I already do and charge people for, because I am so sure that when you guys see what we do, you're going to talk about it. And once you start talking about what we're talking about, you're doing the business. And when you're doing the business and you're not registered as one of the National Black Business Alliance affiliates or the Entrepreneurs Network affiliates, you're doing the business. And just like many days before you, you're not getting paid for it. Unless you call me and figure out how to do it. I've got a list here of five things. In fact, I think I'm going to share it with you right now before we go. 5 steps for interacting and becoming heavily engaged and profitably engaged in what we're doing. Here we go. This is for organizing a community empowerment team. You need a team. You need about 5 ride or die folks that are going to work with you and the kind of people you feel comfortable working with who money. So if you want to go and get some knuckleheads, get some knuckleheads. We appreciate that. They'll make the blooper reel. Let's go over this thing. Here's some things that you need to do. Number 1, select one going to move unless you have a project manager, someone that says, I'm responsible for the project. Now, we don't know what that project is yet, but it's the person that's networked directly with. So you need to select a project manager, and the scope will be over locally over a city, a college, or a school district. Now, down the road, they'll be responsible for regions and states and whatnot, states and regions and national. But right now, the project manager needs to be ready to handle local, city, college, and district issues as a council member. The number 2 thing you need to do is have members all together on your team with teachers, parents, principals, business owners, others selected for their interest in and commitment to positive school, family, and community development. That's a lot, wasn't it? Basically, 3 to 12 people that will be on your team that's going to compete. And the way it looks like that money. Now, if 12 of you win, you're going to divide that $1 million up between 12 people. If 10 of you win, up by 10, that's $100,000 apiece. That's pretty good. But if only 2 of you win, you're going to divide that $100,000 million up between 2 people and earn $500,000 apiece. And lo and behold, what happens if 1 person wins? I don't want 1 person to win. I want 1 person to win and his team gets paid as well. So those of you that are out there, remember when we start talking about teams, it's going to do you well to support some of our young people that are on teams and in competitions. Let's go to the next thing, number 3. Identify the program director. That's going to be somebody that's responsible for one of the particular programs that they're involved in. It might be the Youth Business Council. It might be the Youth Government Association. It could be the Computer Sports League. It could be HEAT, Helping Educators Ally Tactfully. It could be anyone. It could be the Church Project. It could be any one of a number of projects. They all do the same thing, just in a different way and with different groups of people. At the end of the day, every one of them raises money for projects. At the end of the day, every one of them builds a network of people and resources that you can sell your products and services to. At the end of the day, every one of them is going to tell people that they know about what we're doing. Number 4. Assign team members, those I just described to you. Focus on 1 to 4 program goals. I already told you about that. Identify the chair or co-chairs of each guiding coalition committee. Sounds like a lot, but it's really pretty simple. Who's going to be responsible for what? That's really all it's about. Number 5, action plan for the Community Education Council. What does that mean? What's your 1-year action plan? It can be as simple as this. My 1-year action plan for 2025 is to generate $1 million in sales. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. Who am I embarrassed before? Not most of you, but I'm embarrassed before myself because it's so far below what we're really projecting to do. It only represents a nice start and gives other people a lot of hope. But it's far below the projected potentials of what we're doing, far below it. And lastly, after you set that 1-year action plan, but we break that down. What am I going to do to reach my $1 million goal? Well, let's say it's for December. I back it out. What am I going to do by November, by October, by September, August, so forth, July, June, May, all the way backwards up the ladder. April, March, February, January 23rd. What am I doing on January 23rd toward my annual goal to make $1 million? That should be pretty obvious. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you what we're doing. I'm inviting you to be a part to earn income yourself. I'm inviting you to look at your life and decide what you want to do and then work with us. I'm offering you a free class that you can become a part of to work on your personal life goals, your business goals. I'll give that away free because I know it's so good. You're going to talk about it. And when you talk about it, you're doing our business. And when you're not part of our network, I don't have to send you a check. $20, you'll be part of our network and participating in the overall picture, and then you start getting a check. You don't have to send me your $20. You better do yourself a favor. It's a new day, people. Of the actions that are listed above, as guided by the facilitators. So we will help walk you through all the stuff we just talked about. That's in a nutshell. Now, getjobs.us, you're going to receive information, and you're going to be ahead of the crowd. And if God, you're going to do very well in 2025. My name is Errol Jones. I'm the president of National Big Business Alliance, superintendent for Constructional School Zone, and major proponent behind the National Youth Center for Entrepreneurship. Contact me.